Are your hydrangeas refusing to bloom, or are the leaves turning brown and crispy even though you water them every single day? It's heartbreaking to spend money on these beautiful shrubs only to watch them struggle. The good news is that hydrangeas are actually quite hardy. They're just very specific about how they're planted and cared for. In this video, I'm revealing 7 critical planting mistakes that are likely killing your shrub right now, and exactly how to fix each one so you can enjoy massive, colorful blooms every single year. Mistake 1. The high noon location. The first major mistake is placing your hydrangea somewhere it gets harsh, direct afternoon sun. If your leaves are wilting by 2 p.m. and don't perk back up by evening, or if they look scorched and papery around the edges, that's your plant telling you it's overheating. Hydrangeas evolved as understory shrubs, growing beneath taller trees where they got filtered light, not baking, exposed sun. The rule to remember is morning sun, afternoon shade. Aim for 4 to 6 hours of gentle morning light, followed by relief from the intense midday and afternoon rays. A great fix is planting on the east side of your house, where the structure itself blocks the harsh afternoon sun naturally. Under a high tree canopy works too, as long as the shade isn't so dense that blooming suffers. If you've already planted in a hot spot and moving isn't an option, a simple shade cloth during the peak summer months can buy your shrub the relief it needs while you plan a proper transplant for fall. Mistake 2. Planting too deep. Another common error is burying the crown, where the stems meet the roots, too far below the soil line. This traps moisture right against the base of the plant, and that constant dampness invites stem rot or leaves your hydrangea stunted, sitting there without pushing any new growth. When you're planting, the shrub should sit at the exact same depth it was growing in its nursery pot. If anything, err on the side of planting it slightly higher than the surrounding soil, since this actually improves drainage and keeps the base drier. To check this properly, gently dig around an existing plant to see where the root flare sits, and if it's buried, carefully mound soil away from the base rather than replanting the whole shrub. This one adjustment alone solves a huge number of "my hydrangea just won't grow" complaints, and it costs nothing but a few minutes with a trowel. Mistake 3. Ignoring soil structure. Many gardeners assume hydrangeas will grow fine in whatever soil they've got, but these shrubs actually need well-draining, organic, rich ground to truly flourish. If your soil is heavy clay, the roots eventually suffocate from lack of oxygen, and you'll start noticing stunted growth or yellowing between the leaf veins. The fix is working plenty of compost or leaf mold into the planting area before you ever put the shrub in the ground, creating a loose, fluffy texture the roots can spread through easily. This also dramatically improves how well the soil holds moisture without becoming waterlogged, which hydrangeas need given how thirsty they are. If you're working with heavy clay you can't fully amend, consider building a slightly raised planting mound instead of digging down, so excess water has somewhere to drain away from the roots. Mistake 4. Watering the foliage instead of the roots. One of the fastest ways to invite disease into your garden is using an overhead sprinkler that soaks the leaves instead of the soil. Wet foliage that doesn't dry quickly becomes a breeding ground for powdery mildew and leaf spot, both of which spread fast in humid conditions. Hydrangeas have a genuinely huge thirst, but they drink through their roots, not their leaves, so all that sprinkler water landing on the foliage is largely wasted anyway. Always water at the base of the plant, either with a soaker hose, drip line, or simply a watering can aimed at the soil. Morning watering is ideal, since it lets any accidental splashes on the leaves dry off quickly in the sun rather than sitting damp overnight. Deep, infrequent watering also encourages the roots to grow further down into the soil, making your shrub more resilient during hot, dry stretches of summer. Mistake 5. Improper pruning timing. If you've got a healthy, leafy green bush but zero flowers, you're very likely pruning at the wrong time of year. Varieties like big leaf and oak leaf hydrangeas set their flower buds for next year during late summer and fall, tucked away on what's called old wood. If you prune these varieties back in winter or early spring, you are quite literally cutting off next year's flowers before they ever get the chance to open. This is one of the most common reasons people give up on hydrangeas entirely, assuming the plant is simply broken, The fix is timing. Only prune these old wood varieties immediately after the current season's flowers fade, giving the plant the rest of summer and fall to quietly set next year's buds. If you're not sure which type you have, it's worth identifying your variety first, since some newer reblooming types are far more forgiving of pruning mistakes. Mistake 6. Leaving the soil bare. Forgetting to mulch is a small oversight that leads to fast moisture evaporation and unnecessary root stress. Without a protective layer, soil dries out quickly, and the shallow root system of a hydrangea can overheat under direct summer sun, even if the leaves above look fine. A 2 to 3 inch layer of wood chips or pine bark around the base acts like a blanket, locking moisture into the soil and keeping root temperatures far more stable through hot afternoons. Mulch also suppresses weeds that would otherwise compete for the same water and nutrients your hydrangea needs. Short pause. Just be sure to leave a small gap between the mulch and the stems themselves, since piling it directly against the base can trap moisture against the crown and invite the same rot problems as planting too deep. Mistake 7. Using the wrong fertilizer. The final mistake is reaching for a fertilizer that's too heavy in nitrogen, like a standard all-purpose lawn feed. Nitrogen pushes leafy green growth, which sounds good, but too much of it comes at the direct expense of flower production, leaving you with a lush leafy shrub that simply won't bloom. To encourage those big, colorful flower heads, look for a balanced, slow-release fertilizer, or one formulated with extra phosphorus to support blooming specifically. Apply it once in early spring as new growth begins, and again in midsummer to help sustain the plant through its flowering period. Avoid fertilizing late in the season, since pushing new growth too close to fall leaves the plant vulnerable heading into cooler weather. Always follow the product's label instructions for your specific plant size and soil type, rather than guessing at amounts. By avoiding these 7 common mistakes, your hydrangea can quickly become the envy of the whole neighborhood. Gardening really is about learning the specific needs of each plant, and once you get the foundation right, these shrubs will reward you with beautiful blooms for years to come. I'd love to hear from you. Which variety of hydrangea are you growing? Or which of these mistakes have you run into yourself? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, check out my other videos to keep your garden thriving.